Do this to get a cheaper ride on Lyft. Click where are you going, change the rider if necessary. It'll draw the contact straight from your contact list in your phone. In a destination, add the address that you're going to. Once you select the destination, you want to actually go to set on map. Once you check the price on the exact spot that you want to be dropped off at, if you don't like the price and you want the price to drop down just a little bit lower, what you want to do is you want to drag that marker to the opposite side of the street. You're going to notice that your price is going to change. A lot of times when you do put in the address, it's going to give you one price. Let's say the price is $5.99. Now it's going to change from $5.99 and it might go down to $4.99. Sometimes it could go up a little bit more. You can choose to drag the marker a little bit further down or a little bit further down on the exact same side of the street. Don't put the marker way down here and, well, don't put the marker way back here and you need to be dropped off way down there. The driver can easily tell you, I'm sorry, but this is where you have the drop off. I'm not getting paid to take you extra distance. Sitting there and telling the driver, well, hey, I don't understand. Well, it's only a little bit further down. It ain't nothing or whatever. The driver's only getting paid to take you here. Don't sit there and ask them to take you further down the street. They're likely to give you a bad rating on your account. See, at the end of every ride, the driver is going to rate that passenger. If the driver gives you a lower rating, this is the driver app, by the way. If the driver gives you a lower rating, then that can affect your prices on your rides. So you don't want to track dirt in people's cars. You don't want to slam the door, and you don't want to be disrespectful to the driver. They'll give you a lower rating. So if you go from 5 stars and they give you less than 4 stars, they no longer can pick you up anymore. So that means that your driver availability goes down, which means your prices for your rides go higher. You're going to pay more for your rides, the fewer drivers that are available to you. So the more rides that you take on the platform, the higher your prices could be for your rides if you're disrespecting drivers. If you are sitting there and you are asking them to do stuff that they're not getting paid to do. Like, hey, can you stop over here? It's only going to take me 2 minutes. I'll tip you on the app. No, you're not. Because if you go on the app and you add the stop, it's only going to cost you $1 more. Why are you telling me that you're going to tip me in the app? You're not going to tip me in the app. You're trying to avoid being charged anything extra. So why would you tip me on the app? It's not like you can tip me 25 cents or 50 cents, but you're wasting my time. I need to get to my next ride. You don't even know if I have another rider lined up afterward, and now I'm delaying their trip, and that person that is actually going to tip me probably isn't going to tip me now because now I'm late for their pickup. So it doesn't benefit me or profit me anyway to make that stop. And then not only that, but it affects my account because now I'm getting late to pickups. So they may offer me less money on rides because they have to credit account holders because the driver was 5 minutes late due to somebody asking me to make a stop. Now, the reason why this says rate passenger is unavailable right now, drivers have up to 24 hours to change the rating that they previously gave to passengers. So a lot of times drivers are only going to give passengers 4-star ratings. If by some chance, if you actually have taken that ride with that driver and that driver gave you 3 stars and you put a tip on the app, the driver will change that rating to 5 stars. Look, I know a lot of people are thinking, all I can tip is $1. I don't want to insult this person. Trust me. Drivers are not insulted for getting $1 tip or a $3 tip. On Lyft, drivers on average only get $1 to $3 tips on Lyft anyway. Your pickup is free. So when you don't tip on the app, you're just taking advantage of a driver who is picking you up for free. It also has an expectation to be tipped to balance out the miles and time that it takes to pick up. And again, if we're doing 30, 40 rides a day, let's say 40 or more rides, everybody that tips is giving a contribution towards our gas, which Lyft doesn't compensate us for. If they were going to compensate us for gas, your price for your rides will be a lot higher. I also want to point again, when it comes down to changing the rider, if the driver picks up one of your guest passengers and you change the rider. Now keep in mind, you change the rider. Okay, and when you hit that button, it's gonna bring up your contacts. You select the person in your contacts. That way the driver knows who they're picking up. All right, it really sucks when you think you're picking up Sarah, but it's John at the pickup location. All right, that's a risk that drivers take a lot. They take that a lot because they're not being paid to pick people up, and so they just pick the person up. Next thing you know, somebody's holding a gun to their head, a knife to their head, and they're threatening that driver to give over their finances or give over their car. So you need to change the rider. It helps protect drivers, because if people start doing this, a lot less drivers will get robbed and carjacked. So again, when you change that rider, this is really, really important. When you change that rider, let's say they get in the car and they're disrespectful to the driver, or they track dirt in the driver's car. Guess what? When the driver rates that passenger, it won't affect your rating. It will only affect your guest passenger's rating, not your rating. So this helps your price on your ride continue to be as low as possible when your guest passengers who are disrespectful or trashing the driver's car, drinking in the driver's car, eating in the driver's car, little kids are kicking the driver's seat, putting mud all over the seats, all of these things, instead of the driver giving you a low rating on your account, causing your prices to get higher, the driver will give you 4 to 5 stars. So now you still have good driver availability. So please change the rider. It doesn't cost you extra money. It is the same price for your ride as it would be if you were taking a ride. It doesn't cost you extra money to request a ride for somebody else. So change the rider, protect your rating so that you do not get higher priced rides. That is very important. If you need to add a stop, what is that? That's a plus sign. Let's click that plus sign. Let's see what happens. Boom, right there. You can add a stop right there. So you're going to put your stop address, like the store, in that spot right there. And then your destination is your drop off. That goes in that box. It's very important for people to know things like this, because if you do not pay attention and you end up putting your drop off in as the stop, now the driver drove 8 miles because you wasn't paying attention because you were on your phone watching YouTube. Now the driver has driven 8 miles to get to your stop, and then you're sitting there like, oh wait, no, this is my drop off, I put it in the wrong spot. Now you want to try to change the information in the app. You just pissed the driver off because they just took you 8 miles. Now they got to take you back 4 miles and then another 4 miles. That's too many miles putting on the driver's car, and the payout for the ride in the driver's app, it's not going to change. And it is very likely that after the driver gives that ride, even if you change everything back to the way it's supposed to be, they're going to charge you more in your app. You are going to see your price go from, let's say, $16 to $28. You're going to see your price change in the app to $28. However, in the driver's app, the payout that he's supposed to receive or she's supposed to receive, it's not going to change. Even though you changed your trip, it's not going to change in the driver's app, what they're going to pay that driver. Now, some cases, after the end of the ride, it will change. But I personally have went through the experience of where my payout did not change, even though I drove an additional 4 miles. Now I have to go back in that trip history, and I have to click on it. I have to get help. Then I have a different issue, other contact. Then I have to write out a message, and I have to wait until their AI robot gets back in contact with me. I have to wait until I get a response, which may take 15, 20 minutes, even though it's an AI that's responding. The AI probably isn't going to help me. Okay, and now as soon as I get the information in, now the AI is going to transfer me over to a human, supposedly. Now I have to explain to that person all over again. I got to type everything all over again. Just all in all, what I'm saying is it takes too long to try to get compensated. And And a lot of these times when we're messaging support in the app, we still don't get things reconciled. We still don't get it reconciled. So what am I saying? Check your information. Make sure your destination, which is your drop off, make sure it is the right information. Your stop, make sure that is the right information. Check in Google Maps, double check the address that you're going to. If it is late night, understand this. If you're trying to go to a gas station, you need to make sure that the gas station is open. So check it on Google Maps. I can't explain to you how many times I've sat here and picked somebody up, went to a gas station, and the information was wrong. The gas station was closed. So now they're trying to change their stop. And when they change the stop and they get to another gas station or store, it's closed. Now the app is not allowing them to change anything again, and they're expecting me to go off their word and take them somewhere else, and I don't know if I'm going to get paid for it. If I have another rider in my queue, meaning somebody I have to pick up after them, they have already been given me a time. I cannot sit here and make the assumption that I'm going to be compensated for extra work and after a ride and take that risk. I can't do that, because every time that I have taken that risk in the past, you know what happened to me? Nothing. I didn't get compensated. Or in some cases, people only put another $1 on the app because they're thinking, well, what can he do? What can he do? He can't get me in trouble. He can't punish me for lying to him, not paying him enough or anything like that. And especially in cases where people are only paying $4.99 or $6 in the app, and they're like, they can't be paying them that much money. So if I give them $1, it's okay. That's a lot of people have it in their head that sometimes that your time is not worth anything. It's not of value. And they make the assumption that you are being paid by the hour. And since you're being paid by the hour, they don't need to tip much. They don't ask you how much is starting pay by the hour and doing this, or how much you make in a day. They don't ask anything important to know whether they should add additional funds to help that person out. And a lot of people, they notice that even when they add the stop and they go in the store, take 5 minutes. I mean, not add the stop, but ask the driver to make the stop anyway. They know that they delayed that trip 3, 4, 5, even 10 minutes. And after the ride is ended, when they go to check back in the app, the price for the ride didn't even change. The price for the ride didn't even change. So what does that mean? Whatever offer the driver received, that it didn't increase. Lyft is not going to pay the driver for time and miles when you didn't pay for it. All right? The driver's not going to get paid additional funds. So, all in all, that is the way that what you want to do in order to change the price of your ride, is dragging the marker, which is what you're going to do is you're going to click set on map, and you can drag it from one side of the street to the other side of the street, and you're going to notice that your price is going to drop. You can also choose to go a little bit further down or a little bit further back. Again, I would always say if you're trying to go right here, I would say the best thing for you to do is to see if you can drag it here or here. And the driver will be able to stop here, and it's not going to be extra miles. If you're trying to get dropped off here and you're trying to save money, so what you do is you actually try to put your drop off here instead of here, that's going to be a problem with the driver right there, because you're asking them to drive further. And that means that you intentionally did this. I can't tell you how many passengers that I have given 1 stars to and reported them in the app, because we can write notes in the app based off of what happened on that ride. And sometimes we're compensated for that extra driving that we did, but also that passenger no longer has the same driver availability. And that is going to affect your price each and every time you request a ride. So I appreciate you for watching. Please like and subscribe. If you have any ideas or you want of other videos and you want to see more content, Please let me know in the comments if you have any questions about the app, whether it's be for as far as how much money we make, what we go through. Please let me know, and I will post a video as soon as possible. Appreciate you. Have a good one.